Good Monday afternoon to everyone across the foothills in western Piedmont. This is Daniel Crawley. It's about 4 o'clock, or 4:10 actually. And just looking at what's going on for the rest of this afternoon. I'm sure if you've been out, especially across the foothills and some western Piedmont areas, you have seen a little bit of sleet or even a few snowflakes. What we have is the next storm system that's moving into the region for tonight. And we're dealing with some cold, dry air to surface that's still across the area. And with that precip moving over, it's creating a little bit of frozen precipitation, but temperatures are definitely warm enough right now above freezing to where there's no issues. Look at the temperature map, and I'll zoom in right quick. You can see across the western Carolinas we have upper 30s to low 40s at this time. Of course, if you were up early this morning, it was very chilly. Temperatures got well down in the 20s, and then shortly after sunset, the clouds began to increase and moisture began to increase, and it put a cap on the temperatures for today. So temperatures got up, like I said, into the low 40s, and they're starting to drop off this afternoon as moisture is starting to move into the area. And I'll show you the radar picture right quick of what's going on across the area. And you can see we have showers that have formed over the last couple hours. They've blossomed out of upstate South Carolina, and they're moving into our area. And as you see, they're moving off to the northeast at a pretty good clip. It's not a steady rainfall, but there are a few intermittent showers. And what we have going on is with the cold, dry air in place, the moisture running over, it's cold enough to where some of these areas, especially again in the foothills, are picking up some sleet pellets or even a few snowflakes. We've received reports from McDowell, Burke, Rutherford, Caldwell, Alexander counties of a few sleet pellets or snowflakes in the past half hour to an hour. So don't be surprised if you see that. But again, with temperatures well above freezing, it shouldn't be much of an issue as far as road conditions or even laying on the surfaces. So don't be alarmed right now. I know we've talked about the potential for some wintry weather today and tonight, but again, we feel like it's going to be minimum as far as impact for folks here in our viewing area. Going to pull up, zoom out. I'm going to show you the computer models right quick and what we're looking at for this storm system over the next 12 to 24 hours. Of course, we have a very strong low. It's getting ready to develop. In fact, it's developing right now off the Carolina coastline. It will really what we call bomb out or bombogenesis over the next 24 hours. But what's going to happen initially, and let me pull it up to where we're right now. As you can see, and I'll zoom in right quick, the moisture is starting to move into the area. You can see on this model it has a pretty good depiction. And I think what's going to happen as we head through the night, this first batch of moisture will gradually move out, but then we'll have more moisture coming in from the west. And as you can see on the models, this is late this evening and heading into the overnight hours. Going to have plenty of precipitation, but again, with the cold, dry air in place, there's a chance that some of that could fall in the form of a sleet pellet or even a snowflake. Now, what's going to happen, since we don't have a continuous cold air source, the gradually warmer air, especially aloft, will eventually work its way more down toward the surface, and it will keep the temperatures from falling much more. I think that we will remain above freezing when it comes through tonight. But then temperatures aloft are also warming in the atmosphere as all this southerly flow is moving in. And I'll go ahead and continue to go through this model run. This is at 8 o'clock tonight. This is at midnight. You can see precipitation is rolling through the region. And of course you can see the development of the surface low off the Carolina coast. And as we head into the overnight hours, excuse me, I fast forward that a little too much. Let me go again. 2 a.m. you can see that the foothills are starting to dry out. The moisture is starting to work its way more toward Piedmont, toward I-77. And then by the time you get to daybreak on Tuesday morning, the moisture here in the foothills and the western Piedmont should be moving out. Our storm is quickly intensifying off the Virginia coast. And of course, if you have any interest in the northeastern part of the U.S., they're going to get quite the blizzard. So for those folks, they're getting ready to be impacted by a major winter storm. For us here locally, other than the intermittent bits of sleet and even a snowflake through the evening hours tonight. I think we're going to fare just fine. Will be a cold rain. Now, after that, we will start to focus our attention a little bit toward Tuesday morning and into Wednesday. Once the storm begins to bomb off the coast, let me zoom out a little bit and you can kind of see a bigger view of what's going on. This is at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, and this is at noon tomorrow, and you can see that storm is all the way up close to New York. But what's going to happen is that northwest flow is going to kick in, and I think that the high country stands a pretty good chance of seeing a decent accumulating snowfall starting tomorrow morning, heading through tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. And for our folks in, say, Little Switzerland and northwest McDowell County, over toward Jonas Ridge in northwest Burke, and over toward Globe in northwest Caldwell, I think the chance for snow may actually increase a little bit from, say, Tuesday morning to Tuesday afternoon. I don't think we're going to get anything great as far as accumulations, but I can see a couple inches through Tuesday being very possible in our very northwest tier counties and the coverage area of Burke, Caldwell, and McDowell in particular. Of course, there is actually a winter weather advisory that's out for those areas that goes into effect at 8 o'clock tonight and will last through 8 o'clock Wednesday morning. So it'll be kind of a long duration event, periods of snow showers, and it may over time accumulate up to a few inches. So that's kind of what's going on right now. Again, we're just looking at the potential of some rainfall heading through the evening hours, and with the cold dry air still in place, there's a chance that could be a few sleet pellets or even a couple snowflakes. But overall, temperatures remaining above freezing, and impact should be at a minimum. So that's a quick update. Stay with us on our Facebook pages, on Twitter, and of course our website, foothillsweathernetwork.com. We'll have your updated 7-day forecast out a little bit later. And you know, after we got past this event, we got to start looking at the very cold air that's coming into the region Tuesday, Wednesday, and even into Thursday. For folks who have agricultural interests, your peach crops, your strawberry crops, and your apple crops, a hard freeze is coming to your area, and it could be pretty significant. So hopefully for folks who are in that industry, you're prepared and you're ready to go, and we'll hope for the best on that. But current guidance still indicates that we're going to have some very cold air, especially at night, for the next few nights coming up, at least through about probably Friday morning. In fact, I wouldn't be at all surprised if we stay in the 20s through Friday morning. So that's a quick update. This is Daniel Crawley of Foothills Weather Network. And again, if anything were to change or we get any new information, we'll pass it along to you. But, you know, don't change your plans for tonight. Shouldn't be anything to impact you as far as travel or anything like that. Just a few stray snowflakes or sleet pellets may occur through the evening hours.